start the meeting, I guess, at 6:05. Thank you.
September
Can
26th.
you use read the script, the blue page?
Okay,
Script.
yes.
So you have to say the date and everything.
Okay. Call this meeting to order at 6:10.
10 after 6?
Isn't that right?
No, it's 7.
12? Oh,
7.
7. Okay. Maybe I'm the one that needs the shot in the eye. Thank you. September 26, 2019. We will now have the roll call called by our city clerk.
Okay, Randy Hall.
Here.
Jason Daly. I have not received any notice from Jason, so a motion needs to be made.
I'll make a motion to consider his absence unexcused.
So you have to do the motion. Now we don't have it written in there,
Okay. I make a motion
but
that...
he made the motion, so you ask for a second.
Second, please.
I second.
Okay, second.
Okay. Discussion.
Is there any discussion? No?
Then a vote.
Huh.
Then ask him to vote.
Okay. Will you make a vote now?
All those in favor?
Aye.
No, you say all those in favor.
All those in favor.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank
So
you.
the motion has
Passed.
passed. Okay. All
Okay.
right. Okay, so Jason Daly is unexcused. Joe Shy,
Here.
Mike Parsons.
Here.
Leona Sander Hunter, she has called and asked to be excused tonight. So she's excused. And Mayor Smith. Wilson.
I'm
Throwback.
here late. I'm sorry.
Well, you do have a quorum, Mayor, so
Okay. So we need to get the Pledge of Allegiance, and you want to do that?
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next is the roll call. Oh, you already did that. I have the mayor's report here. We had an entrance conference with the state auditors on the 18th, and they let us know what kind of things they're typically looking for. Mainly they're applying tests to determine if the city's policies and procedures have effective safeguards in place to protect the city against fraud and theft, and whether the city is following those procedures. They also look for discrepancies between the annual financial report that is filed every May and the city's financial records. They check for all sorts of ways money or inventory may be hiding or misused. They also check on the past auditor's recommendation and whether or not the city took steps to correct any past issues. So far, the auditor has reported that everything has been checked out just fine. They expect to finish on time and under budget. We will provide a copy of the final audit statement to council and the public when it is complete. And
I do have an update on that. I found out today that they're hoping to have the exit conference in 3 weeks on October 24th.
okay,
So
October
that's
20th.
not 100% scheduled a time yet, but yeah. So that'll be a Thursday, a council meeting Thursday,
Okay.
probably in the morning, late morning. That's what they're looking at.
Morning.
Just FYI.
Okay.
But they should be gone from the office now, and now I can get back to work.
Yeah, they've been going there, been in the office quite a bit. And appreciate the fact that we got that grant because of being on the up and up. I know it's kind of a pain in everybody's rear, but it's got to be done, and I'm proud of the fact that we got number one in the state, and the highest amount they give, that awarded the highest amount of money they give. So it's worth it in the long run. I attended a training at local planning, open public meeting, and the Public Records Act held in Winlock last week, and there were several others from our city council, planning committee, staff, and candidates running for office who were there as well. And thank you guys for ones that have come. And it was a lot of good information, and I'm thankful to the city of Winlock for organizing it. I thought it was real good.
For the record, could we make note that Jason
Yeah.
Daly arrived at
Apologize for being tardy.
7 minutes and 5 seconds?
I have a question about that planning course we took. They had given us certificates that we signed.
Yes.
Do you need those?
I need at least a copy of them.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see, the council report, does the council have any reports? Anything you want to report? Nobody? Anyway. Okay, the agenda. City council agenda for 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve the city council meeting agenda for 9/26/2019.
Thank you. And do we have a voucher approval?
No, we need to go follow your script there on the blue page.
Oh,
Right at the bottom, flip it over. Well, read the very last 2 lines.
do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Yep, he placed a motion, so now you have to say the next part.
A motion to approve the agenda has been submitted, and do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. And the motion has been seconded. Is there any council discussion? None? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion's passed. Thank you. Let's see. Do you have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion that we approve the city minutes for 9/12/2019 as written.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 All those opposed? Thanks. Thank you. The motion is passed. The vouchers. Do we have a motion to approve the vouchers?
I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers for the end of September 2019 in the amount of $9,970.02 for a September 2019 total of $34,726.07.
34,726. Thank you. The motion has passed. Any
No, the
opposed?
motion has been submitted.
Yes. Is there any discussion or anything?
I'll second
We
that.
need a second.
Okay, you'll second it. Thank you. The motion has passed.
Nope.
No, it's still, I want to get this motion
I
passed.
Oh,
You've been seconded, no council discussion, so all those in favor?
Say it, all those in favor say aye. Where did my
Aye.
pen go? I just ripped it somewhere.
I don't see it from here.
Okay,
Maybe it's in your lap.
it's in my lap.
There you go.
Oh, what a day. Anyway, thank you. So the motion has passed.
Now it's passed, yay.
The special report, how about the planning committee update?
That's me.
Good guy.
Hi, everybody. Scott Gross, Planning Committee Chairperson. On Monday, we had an open house here for our comprehensive plan. Our planner Gary Cooper showed up, thankfully. He had nice storyboards across the
Yeah.
whole part of the room here and basically went over the various elements of it and asked certain questions. We had a few members of the public here, and primarily he came up with a couple of things. And should I mention those to them, or does it not matter?
It'd be
It's up to
fine.
you.
One of the things that came up in was the camera work that was done on the sewers and storm drain systems as to what exactly got looked at, if there was anything that was brought up from those inspections of repairs or upgrades that need to happen that might need to be brought up and put into the plan as well. So there wasn't much else that really happened at that. Mr. Cooper asked those in attendance to kind of go over the draft that he had provided copies of. It's also online for people to review and see if there's anything that stands out that you feel should be there that isn't there. And I would hope that you all would take a look at it as well before it gets the final draft and approval. Make sure that there isn't anything you guys feel should be on there that might be missing.
Looks good.
And our next meeting is October 17th, which will be our regular Thursday meeting
Yes.
at 6 p.m. And we're on track for getting that comp plan completed. I'll hopefully hear from the park board as how their part is coming along. I think that's pretty much all we're waiting for.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
true. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Beth.
Thank you. I got you. You got it. Okay. So, does the planning committee have any special report or
The
update
planning
other
committee
than
just did, so
and
this
now
is the park board.
park board meeting? Thank you.
Hi, Stephanie Montgomery, Secretary on the Park Board. Yes, I have a few updates for you.
Thank you.
We still have a vacant position on the Park Board, no new applications for that. We also have received some information from Gary Cooper of another city, was Montesano, that had a very good park plan. We're pulling lots of information from it. A lot of things we do have, just we're redoing some structure a little bit differently, and been working with Jill, and she has been gracious enough to meet with us at nights and her lunch, and really sorry about that, but I started a new job, so she's been trying to accommodate us so we can get this done for you guys, but we're meeting again on Wednesday, I believe, sometime next week, Monday, Wednesday, whatever's in my calendar, to hopefully finish that up. We also are ordering some cameras down for McMurphy Park because of the vandalism. We did get the picnic tables were anchored down. I don't know if that was told last month or not. I wasn't here for that, but anyway, that's kind of in the short interim what we're doing. And so hopefully we'll get those ordered by the next month. And I did put in your notes, I don't, hopefully
They have a copy
everybody
of it.
got a copy to review this. The Lions Club had come to us at our last meeting and wanted to do a fundraiser idea for us for McMurphy Park because we are raising money for our portion of the grant that we're applying for. And it is going to be a fundraiser with your permission, tentatively on October 19th from 10 to 2:30 down there. I listed the events that they're looking to do. They're going to have a pie and a pumpkin contest, some slingshot of some pumpkins. Going to be selling some pumpkins, selling some cider and things like that, donation cans, and I kind of listed the age brackets, and the only thing that they have asked is if they were okay to put 2 4x4 posts in the ground. But just the insurance of liability they'll be providing, the permit they will be providing, all cleanup they're going to be providing, all of their members are the ones that are going to fully put this function on. But I did note at the bottom that we would be there, hopefully in shifts, to kind of talk to the community about some of the ideas of the park, what are their ideas. We have to do a poll as part of our grant application process, getting the community involved, so that we thought that would be a great location to do that. We're gonna have a survey, about 5 questions and some, and, you know, just being able to be down there for the community to.
Yeah, I like the fact that they'll be able to put their input into it too. I think that helps a lot.
So, council would need to do a motion to allow or the activity.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to allow the City of Vader Park Board to do, and the Lions Club to do their event on October 19th, 2019. And that's at McMurphy Park, correct?
Yes, it is.
Do we have a motion to allow the fundraising at McMurphy Park? There's a motion.
You just did.
Yeah, I said that. And the motion to approve the activity. Do we have a second on that?
I'll second it.
Okay, thank you. And those in favor say aye, or is there any discussion? Any more
Yeah,
discussion?
discussion first.
Discussion.
Discussion? No discussion.
She did good.
I was hoping that was detailed enough, so.
That was great.
Thank you.
Hold on, I have to vote.
Yeah. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The motion passed.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You did good.
Okay.
We have a report from Lewis County regarding the Vader Enchanted Valley water system.
I forgot your first name already. Tim?
Josh.
Josh Metcalf, right?
Josh,
Josh
okay.
Metcalf.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. Josh Metcalf, I'm the Public Works Director for Lewis County. I have a couple things I wanted to share. Betsy would have been here, but she unfortunately had to go out of town for a family emergency, so covering for her. The first thing is I wanted to share some information on some proposed rate changes for 2020. There'll be a proposed change to the base charge from $47.05 a month to $48.45 a month, and then a usage charge change from $7.05 to $7.25 per 1,000 gallons. There'll be a public hearing held on October 7th at 10 a.m. in the council chambers for the Board of County Commissioners. And then we'll move from there. Any
What
questions?
time again?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Be part of the regular Board of Commissioners business meeting.
on October 7th.
Correct.
Okay.
It was 4705 to 4845. 4845.
Yep.
And the other one was
And the usage charge
227.
is
seven.
$7.05 to $7.25 per 1,000 gallons.
Per thousand. Okay.
What was the first, the 40?
That's the water usage base charge.
Base charge?
Yep.
Okay.
That's to have the meter.
Yeah.
Why the increase?
It's part of, did a rate study, and it's part of the results of the rate study. It's just no change to the use, just the base charge in this year.
Yeah, you're increasing the
Rates,
usage.
You,
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Yeah, you're increasing both.
4705 and what?
Up to 48, 45.
4845. I got the right numbers now.
And that's the same for residential and commercial.
Okay.
Did that get in
I didn't get the rate information.
Okay, I can leave this one.
That would be great.
That's a year and year on there too.
Okay, thank you. Awesome. Oh, okay.
It's highlighted. You can print it
Okay.
out, but the last three.
That's all right. And everything else is staying the same.
Everything else remains the same.
Okay.
Is this being approved at the meeting?
The,
Or has this already been approved?
it has not been approved.
That's what we're waiting for.
Yep, we'll have a hearing as part of required per state law.
So it's a done deal already if you're coming here and presenting it.
No, I'm here to share with the city that this hearing's coming up, so that if you are interested, you can participate. There'll be a public comment period as part of the hearing.
Thank you.
Yep.
And that'll be up there.
Yep. In the board chambers. Yeah.
That's okay. I guess we don't.
Any other
Is that
questions
it?
on that one?
No.
And then I was going to just give you a quick update on the water reservoir project. That project is essentially complete. We've been through testing and training with the installation of the new equipment. There's a little bit of work from the programming side to be kind of finalized, if you will, but a little bit of testing. But that project is essentially complete. The new reservoir's been tested, and it's online now as well. So, and then if you haven't met Dan, he's our new water operator. John has moved on, so you'll start seeing Dan's, I'd say face, but his beard around town. He's
We'll recognize him.
yeah. Dan's been a fill-in for a while with us, so he's familiar with the system. He's been down here for about a month now, full time, and you'll see him around. So, if you have any questions, he'll be around. Feel
Does
free.
he have the same like cell phone and stuff that's
I
on
have a
there?
different cell phone number.
Okay.
If you want that, I can give that to you.
Yeah.
If you want it now.
Oh, whenever.
I can swing by tomorrow and
Okay.
I can give it to you.
Super.
Or you guys be open tomorrow. right?
I'll be here in the morning if you want to come back.
Sure.
All right, thanks.
That's all I had. Any other questions for me?
Well, let's go to the meeting, I guess. At
Okay.
least show up
Yep.
if you got a new thing to.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, where am I at?
You're at the bottom of page 3 in your script.
I know. About park board update and the special request for fundraiser for folks, the cost.
We're
Pass
on
that.
city business now. We're below
Yeah,
the yellow
I
part.
get that, and I was just making sure I got it all done. Okay, the council to consider the ordinance 2019-05, amendment to animal regulations to allow the potbelly pigs.
Here it is.
Here it is.
Jason, you were interested in this one, weren't you? Just have you have a special place in your heart for this one?
I do.
His kitchen.
I think we got the word to try it. So I would make a motion that we approve the ordinance 2019-05 and then the ordinance from 2007 to allow potbelly pigs as pets in the city limits and adding sections to the animal regulations, defining the rules and regulations, and establishing an effective date as written.
Is there, we take a vote on that now?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Second.
What, do we need a second? Okay, we need a second on that.
I'll second that.
Good. Is everybody in agreement? Make a motion?
Motion's been made.
Council discussion anymore? Council discussion? Make a motion? Okay, we'll make a vote. Does everybody?
The top of page 4, so all those in favor, that's what you.
Yeah, I need that, okay. Well, I don't see it.
It's the third bullet point there at the top of page 4 of your blue.
Okay,
Your blue paper is the right one.
oh, yeah, I was looking for it on this one.
Why does it say special reports right there? Where are we?
There's page 4.
Yeah, 4.
So the third,
Oh, the third item of business for
right near the
tonight.
top, right near the top.
Oh, make a motion to approve the ordinance has been submitted by, do we have it?
By Jason Bailey.
Jason
Joe Shy did the second.
and Joe Sashai did the second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those, any opposed? And the motion is passed. There you go. Oh, we're on this potbelly pig. This got that in anyway. Thank you. Appreciate it. Council to consider Resolution 17, 2019, engineering contract with Civil West for WWTF construction project oversight.
I'll make a motion. I move to approve Resolution 17-2019 awarding the construction oversight contract for the wastewater treatment plant improvement project to Civil West Engineering Services, Incorporated, and authorizing the mayor to execute a consultant services agreement for the same, substantially as written.
Do we have a motion for that, for the resolution?
So just did the rest.
Okay, and do we have a second?
Yes, I'll second.
You'll second it. And a motion to approve the resolution has been submitted and seconded. The motion has to be seconded, doesn't it?
Randy
Yeah,
just
Randy
said,
just-
And all those in favor of the motion say aye.
we should have council discussion.
Okay, council discussion then.
How do we know if we don't put this out to bid that we're getting the right best deal?
That's a good question. Excuse me. From Civil West has done the other two phases of the project for us, which is they've developed the plan and then they've also designed the treatment system. So we have had our city engineer review the scope of work and the cost, and he has stated that it's within a reasonable, what he feels is reasonable range. And if we're pleased with the work that they have provided for us in the past, then it would make sense to have them do this last phase, because otherwise you have to bring in a new engineering firm and they would have to learn it all from the beginning, and that would definitely be more costly. Steve Willey, our city engineer, did go through the scope of work and the cost estimates, and he's very thorough. He put them through the ringer and made them fix every little, thing where there could be a problem. And then when they tried to up the price, he said, no, that's included. You can't do that, So I'm confident, personally, that we have a fair cost, because we have had our other hired professional take a look at it for us, and he's given his opinion that he feels comfortable with the scope of work and the contract. So if we were to go out to bid also, we would not be able to ask anybody costs. That's the state law for engineers. We're not allowed to ask about costs. We have to go by qualifications only. And then once we select someone by qualifications, then we can talk about a contract. So it's the way the state law is set up is crazy with this stuff. It's strange. So
We have someone who wants to.
it's up to council.
I was part of the hiring process for Civil West.
Oh,
I just wanted some clarification on that.
Sure.
Thank you.
okay. That's it.
Bob.
Does council want to hear?
Yeah, do you want to hear what?
I think you're doing a total dishonest thing to the public if you don't send it out. They can still send the same thing in with a public bid, with a to get other numbers in. If nobody else wants to do it, then it's a shoo-in for them. If nobody wants to hassle it, but to just go ahead and send it on through, that's wrong. Using my money like that, you just saying, yeah, let's do it, because she says that's the right thing to do. I think you need to study it just a little bit more. And Civil West is the ones that, remember when we pumped the crap from our house and replace our whole sewer system and do it under $5 million, and then it was $5 million to get it to there? You trust them? I don't trust them. That's my question. You trust a company that you said they think out of the box, and you hired them for $120,000, and that went out in the air. What did we get out of that? Nothing. So, and then you're just going to go ahead and send them on down the way with $500,000. I don't understand it. that you don't consider putting it to the public. You know, that's what it's all about. Let somebody else bid. If they don't want to bid it, then they're a shoo-in. Thank you.
But again, to clarify, if we were to go out to bid, it wouldn't be going out to bid, it would be going out to request qualifications. We don't get to ask how much anyone's going to charge. We're not allowed to do that by state law. When we hire an engineer, we can only see if we thought another firm was
But you
more.
went ahead with
Hold
this
on,
outfit.
hold on, let me finish. We are only allowed to go out to ask for qualifications. And we could do that if council, and I gave it to them in their information, that they have the choice to do that if they would like. They can go out and request qualifications of other firms. We have no idea how much the other firms will charge. We have no idea if
But they'll
they
be
have,
competing.
excuse me, we have no idea anything about them as what they're going to cost. So, okay. Anyway.
He's a candidate for mayor, right? Says walking out of the meeting, in the middle of the meeting. Okay.
What are you talking? You talking about me?
Yeah, I was just making sure that it was on record that you were walking out of the meeting while we're having a discussion and you're trying to become the mayor? I was just wondering why you storm out of the meetings all the time. So
Because you're going to approve it and go on your way. Who paid for all this design work and stuff? These people are shooed right in. You know, I mean, it's an inside job.
10 years, shoot right in.
10 years.
Okay, 10 years we've been working on this project.
The third engineering firm we worked with, so.
And there's no way that you can talk them in, do anything about the money.
What do you
Just,
mean?
Well, he was complaining about, like, finding out the numbers from people. Well, if he would have understood or listened, he would have understood that that's not even part of it.
Well, and to explain on record, I would like to have the opportunity to explain that when we bid for this qualifications back 2 phases ago, when we were looking for our third engineer to give us some ideas about upgrading our plant that would be less than $10 million, which is what the other 2 engineering firms provided us with, and was way out of our scope of being able to spend. Anyways, we went out again and hired a firm. This was the third firm that we'd hired to give us some ideas. And so at the time that we hired them, we put in the advertisement that it's possible that the city, if we like what they're doing and if we feel comfortable with the work that they're doing, that we could continue to contract for the design phase and this construction oversight phase as well, if the city so chose. And so that advertisement that went out, 3 years ago, did give the engineering firms all the opportunity to bid, and there were ones that bid, and Civil West was
this
the
portion
one.
was part of that.
Yes, and
Yes.
Civil West was the one that won the statement of qualifications. The council felt that they were the best to do this job, and we could fire them at any time and go out and try to find somebody else again. But if we liked them and we, felt that they've been fair and good with the work that they've been doing, we can hire them for the next phase. That's what's been happening. Council and the mayor have been happy with them so far, and they have not done a bunch of overruns in costs like we've seen with some other engineering firms. And they've stayed within their budget both times. They've provided us with the lowest cost alternative that was half of what the other 2 engineering firms provided. That council and the mayor have appreciated to save the city money. And it just makes sense at this point, since we've been pleased with everything that they're doing, that we would recommend to council that we continue working with them instead of all of a sudden at the very end throwing in a new engineering firm and taking 3 months to go out to bid again. It just didn't make sense at this point. And so if you understand the whole history of it, you realize that it's not that they're just a shoe-in, but they've earned their place here, and that other engineering firms had the opportunity and did but submitted their qualifications as well, but were not selected. And so for that, in that respect, I just felt like it was important to make that clear for anyone who's listening to the meeting. Hopefully they will understand, and if there's any questions. Council can choose if they want to halt the project right now and try to find another engineer, or you can choose to approve this resolution and have them go ahead and complete the project.
You know, I've always, because we've done some other projects where it has this type of system where there's, you know, you can switch gears midway through and get a different company involved if you're having problems. I think that's what this is. That's what this is designed to do. You know, we have an entire package, phase 1 through 3, with this company, and in any given phase, we can choose to switch to a new engineering firm if we have just cause, and we don't. I mean, Civil West has been doing great for us. They're on schedule, great communication. We've had an independent engineer look over their costs, and they say their costs are right on target. I'm very confident that we've done everything that we can to make sure we get the right price.
Did we have a second already?
Yeah, we're just discussing.
Yes.
Council discussion, please.
Does anybody know if they have the ability to adjust their price based on certain things? Or are they locked into that number to get the project done regardless?
What do you mean? Like, can we ask them to adjust their cost?
But can they adjust their costs? If they're saying it's gonna cost $500,000 to do X, Y, and Z, that's it? Or do they have
The city can negotiate that with them.
That's not what I'm asking. Can they turn around and say, oh, it's gonna be $600,000 now, even though we
They
contracted
cannot
with $500,000?
without council approval. If
They
they
can
want
try.
to ask for more, they want more than what's in the contract,
Right.
they have to get a contract amendment from council in order to do that. They cannot just do it themselves. They can't just bill us for it and we'll pay it.
Yeah, that's a real good reason.
No.
Well, that's what
They
I'm
would
saying.
have to come to council
I mean, things
and
can
say-
happen, I understand where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Whether something beyond their control happened, whatever that may be,
Yes,
then they would have to come forward.
they would
I
have to
think
come.
that was kind of what Bob was concerned with whatever project he was talking about, how the price changed.
No, I
after
think he was
done.
concerned with, we were just shooting in one company and
Yeah.
not looking at other alternatives.
That
I
has
think he
never
missed-
happened with Civil West thus
Yeah.
far, with our prior 2 contracts. That has not happened. They've either came in right at or just under the budget that they've proposed.
I don't
Now,
think he was familiar with the whole history of
I
it.
think you're correct.
Yeah.
You know, and this project has also been looked at by Ecology, by Department of Commerce, and the grant agencies. They've looked at the numbers and they made sure that we weren't getting
Yeah.
taken.
If something did not look right, they would tell us that
Yeah.
that's too high or whatever. There's a certain, they do have, real vague percentages that they say, if a project is this big, you'd expect approximately this much in engineering costs. And if it was more than that, then they let us know, hey, this is outside of what we typically can approve. And it's not, it's within their typical range, so.
Mhm.
Yeah. And we've found them to be very fair in comparison to some of the other engineers that we've worked with. I think they have been, I've felt very confident that they've been very fair and not just coming back and asking for more and more, so.
Well, I don't know
Are
how
you
to
guys
fight
ready
with
for a
it.
vote?
Let's vote.
Yes,
Yeah,
let's
vote.
make a
No more
vote.
discussion?
No more discussion. The motion, I need the motion seconded.
It's been.
Okay, then is anyone opposed?
Now you say,
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. And the motion's passed. It says the third item for business for tonight is for council to discuss the proposed 2020 budget calendar. It will turn this topic, we can turn it over to the city clerk for
Okay, so budget season.
Whip out your
Yay,
calendars.
is everybody
Yeah,
excited? So you see the very last page of your council packet is a draft council budget schedule.
yes.
We have to have certain hearings and things done by certain times, so, Mayor Smith, or Mayor Wilson, if I can get the right name, and I have gone through and prepared for the next 3 months a calendar that meets all of those requirements. You'll notice that there are 3 public hearings. One's October 24th at the regular council meeting. One would be November 14th, again at a regular hearing, or regular public meeting. And then there would be a third and final one on November 21st, which that would be a special meeting because our regular meeting falls on Thanksgiving. So typically we have gone and done our special meeting after Thanksgiving, but because Thanksgiving is so late, if we were to do our final hearing the following week, we would miss the cutoff. The final hearing has to be done by December 2nd, so we have to do it early this year and do it on the 21st instead of doing it the following week. Typically, in years past, council has approved canceling the final meeting in December because it's right there next to Christmas. And
26th.
yeah, but council does, if by the 12th, council still has questions or whatever and is not ready to approve the budget, you can always call another meeting. It just has to be passed. The budget has to be approved by the 31st.
Okay.
So, does anybody have any questions about what's on here? Oh, I was going to mention we do have a couple of workshops penciled in for half an hour before the meeting on October 21st and another one half an hour before the meeting on November 21st. You can cancel those if you want, or you can add additional ones if you want. So those are just workshops, so it's up to you guys. But what do y'all think?
Yeah.
I think it works.
Do we have anybody opposed to any of those ideas? Yes?
So
Do
we
we
should
have
probably
anybody
get a
for
motion.
Okay.
Yeah, if they,
Okay.
if this is okay, we should probably get a motion
All
to
those in
approve it.
favor?
I'll make a motion that we approve the budget schedule for 2020
Thank you.
as posted.
Is there a vote? Any opposed?
Second.
Oh, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Anybody opposed? And the motion passed.
Nobody voted yet.
Oh,
Council discussion.
oh, okay. I get it. I see that.
Any council discussion?
No,
No?
no.
Now, all those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Are those opposed? The motion is passed.
All right.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You didn't get a chance to go through stuff before.
I have a quick question.
I did.
To address the
Yes, yes.
What happens to my meeting if you're taking my spot that Thursday? It's not our normal meeting.
It's not all about you, Scott.
I know.
We'll take care of you.
Okay.
Not sure. We'll figure it out. We'll probably schedule for a different, either earlier or later or a different day.
Okay.
Thank you for being concerned about the planning committee.
Why I'm here.
I know, thank you.
Okay.
Any public comment?
There is no one signed up.
Might I state something, though, even though I'm not signed up?
Nope.
Mayor, may I?
Yes, you may.
I don't know if you guys got the news yet or not, but I just saw a post that came out about Lacamas Bridge. And they're stating that it's probably looking closer, more like February.
Oh,
They are coming to our next meeting to give us an update.
oh
So
my goodness.
it says they ran into some issues with drilling shafts that support the new bridge becoming more difficult than they thought.
Yes.
Oh,
And they have to order
Now,
more
is that
steel.
the state or who?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
So they're coming to our next meeting and they will be
No
giving us
Trail
an
Road, here we
update.
come.
Okay, that was all that I wanted to share.
You could continue to have lots of traffic by your house. Sorry.
So there was no.
I know more later too. which
Well, we kind of
really
did have
kind
public comments,
makes me
so
mad.
Scott,
Okay,
Way
Scott.
too much.
Wackamus.
And the big trucks, I saw half a house coming down the road.
Okay.
Do any elected officials have any comments?
Elected official comments? Anyone?
No? The meeting is adjourned at
6:51.
6:51.
Bang your gavel.
Okay. Woo!